healthcare workers providing rehabilitative or palliative services either in a patient's home or in a facility made a huge impact during the pandemic. But despite their critical roles, they were not considered frontline workers. Well, next month, the 2023 Care Star Awards here in New York City will honor their contributions. Here to tell us more about that is the founder of this inaugural event and the director and CEO of the Anchor Group, Kevin Howell. Very nice to meet you.
A pleasure meeting you, Sandra. Thanks for having me.
So now, first I'm going to ask you, the Anchor Group, what exactly is that?
So the Anchor Group is a strategic consulting firm that builds innovative tools around workforce engagement, and also solution around optimization of businesses. It's all about measurement. If you're not measuring, you can't win.
Yeah.
And so the Anchor Group focuses a lot on measurement and helping organizations to build strategies, to track strategies, and to create, as it were, new innovative pathways to provide care.
Okay. But with the Care Star Awards, you're not so much focused on the business, you're actually thinking about the people.
Yes.
Why is this a cause that's so near and dear to your heart?
It is important on a few levels, right? On one level, I'm from the Caribbean. And a lot of home care workers are from the Caribbean.
Okay.
So there is that connection right away, right? But then as a business strategist, this industry don't move forward unless organizations sees the value of their most valuable assets, and that's the home care workers.
Yeah, that's the people.
And so how do we get organization to start not just looking at one-off activities, but programmatic activities to improve the welfare of the workers? And so it's near and dear to my heart for those reasons, right? Because the industry doesn't go forward. They're Caribbean people, they're underserved individuals, and they're also serving their elders.
Yeah.
And growing up, most of my friends in church were the old women.
Yeah.
And so it's, they come, I call them grandma, I call them aunties. So it's all of that carrying forward. And if we can create a solution and support the conversation, for us, that's very, very important.
Yeah, I mean, that support is important, obviously. And it's also, I guess, important to, in some way, as you said, change mindsets within the industry itself to help move the industry forward.
Right.
To that end, this idea that somehow home healthcare workers are not considered frontline workers, that's a disconnect.
It is a disconnect. It is a disconnect because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are in the homes.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who are the kind of center of care. At the end of the day, they're the ones who bring the patient to their appointment. They're the ones, so even if they're not frontline workers from the kind of technical, like professional, institutional lens, right? But from the work that they do, they're out in the field every day being exposed to all of the issues and conditions of the patient, but also in community. And so critically important, and without them, the 400,000 home care workers that are in New York City alone, serving over 500,000 patients, without them, New York don't work.
Yeah.
Right? And so it is a fallacy. I know the government did give some agencies some resources to support the home care workers, but more can be done. So we're not saying nothing has been done, but more can be done. And
I mean, it sounds like part of your mission is not only to highlight the work they do and to give them their flowers while they live, as we like to say in the Black church.
Right.
It's also, I'm thinking, to get people to, one, to realize that they're not considered you know, for frontline workers, and to figure out how you can change that.
Right, and so there are a couple of reasons why we're doing this event. One, you have a lot of people who need their parents to get into care, and they don't know how to. They don't know what home care agencies are doing.
Yeah.
And so it's an opportunity for general public to see what services their mom, their family members can get, right?
Yeah.
Two, it is definitely to honor the home care workers and to recognize them while they are here, right? Three, it's also to introduce the profession to other potential home care workers, because there's a shortage of home care workers, and the question is why? Why is there a shortage? And so it's a multi-layered approach, but also to teach home care agencies like, what does welfare look like? How can you honor your home care workers in your program every day? How can you respond to their phone calls when they call?
Yeah.
Are there special activities that you have for them outside of just the $18, the $17 an hour? What else can you do? And so we had a breakfast, and that was where the conversation was around.
And is pay an issue?
Pay is always an issue for everybody, even if you're getting a whole lot of money. It's always an issue.
Consider the significance of the jobs that they're doing.
Yes, but the thing about it is, over the last several years, I've seen the move from $13 an hour to almost $18.50 an hour. Talking to the state recently, and they're like, we're hearing that the home care workers want $25 an hour. So that delta between 18 and 25, I know discussions are happening. Pay is an issue. It will continue to be an issue. And as close as they can get to 25, that would be great. But in the meantime, what do agencies do to support everything else that they can control?
And support the workers, help them to do their jobs more effectively.
Correct.
So let's talk about the Care Star Awards themselves. You know, what are you looking for? How do people get nominated? Who's going to, you know, how does that work?
Right. So nominations happen by the agency and by anybody who has a home care worker that they know. You can't nominate yourself. But community can nominate you, and the awards are kind of connected around advocacy, empathy, and then we have the Care Star of the Year award, which is that. And it's interesting, as we spoke with a few parties, they said, why does it have to be a competition? And we figured, you're right. It's an ambassadorial award. It's a representation award.
It's not really a competition.
It's not a competition.
It's not like you're going to be saying, you're going to be recognizing people. You're not going to be saying, oh, this was the first,
better, or this,
second,
exactly. And so it's like, how do you find the home care workers that are doing great work, but also can represent and who continue to represent the quality of work and the quality of care that agencies are pushing for, but government is pushing for, but more so the family members and the client is looking for that kind of integrated approach and that support to their needs as they're in the homes.
What's been the reaction to all of this, you know, much ado about, you know, giving these people finally their props?
You know, the reaction has been, people have been excited about it, right? And we want the excitement to go into nominating, right? So you need to go and nominate. So we've had a lot of positive engagement with the community. Agencies like Cabs Home Care has been involved in the process from the beginning. JASA Care has been involved. Billing companies in the air, AZV billing. So there are a bunch of companies that are coming on board.
Good.
Health insurance companies are coming on board to be a part of the conversation. It's an inaugural event, so you know it is a lot of kind of push and pull, but we believe that it's significant. And this Care Star movement is, this year we're honoring home care workers, next year we'll honor home care workers, but it's about post-acute care.
Okay.
How do we keep people safe at home in community? And how do we start having the conversation around the wraparound services and the community organization that are providing wraparound services, the clinical organization, the social determinant of health organization? How do we get them together to realize that the service that you provide is significantly important? And the beautiful thing is that home care workers sit in the middle of that paradigm. So to recognize them first as a part of this journey makes a lot of sense.
And do you think that is that part of the challenge too, to get all these people to truly respect what home health care workers do, so they are sort of lifted up and considered to be part of that front line?
Yes. Because I mean, I think that's definitely a big part of it. Even though home care agencies were seen as essential workers, because during COVID, a lot of home care agencies, they had to be, so they're essential workers. If more people are engaged in the conversation, both people who are in the industry and people who need care for their family members, and more people start talking about it, I believe that you won't have to push it too hard for the powers that be to recognize them as significant to the paradigm. And
also understanding what it is that home care, what it is they do and the significance of it.
Right. I think what's interesting, a lot of time when you think about home care, there are many services that are provided in the home. Nursing, palliative services, therapy. But this year, we're focusing on the paraprofessional that are in the home, which are the caregivers, the home health aides, personal care attendants, the personal assistants that do CDPAP. Those individuals are who we are recognizing.
And the services that
they provide. And so the services are wide in terms of they are providing food, nutrition, bathing, cleaning, but a lot of support, emotional support for the client.
It truly goes to the quality of life.
It is, and it extends the quality of life of the client.
So this inaugural event is August 3rd.
August 3rd.
Terrace on the Green?
Yes, Terrace on the Green in Queens.
And if we send folks to carestaraward.com, there they can find out what the various categories and how to nominate.
So by the time right. But they can be a part of the event. So they can buy tickets for the event. But also there's a series of events that is happening, so they can be a part of the journey, as it were. Before and after.
Okay, because you're trying to build a community here. And as we said, inaugural event means there's going to be another next year.
So we're starting to plan for next year already, right?
All right. And who's judging? This is not about votes. How's that happen?
So we have healthcare leaders. We have community leaders, pastors. We have home care workers who were home care workers before, who are part of the judging conversation at the end of the day. So it is supposed to, at all level, engage the actors in the industry.
No, I honestly, I think that they sounds like they need this kind of help.
We need it.
With what you do for a living,
Definitely.
You seem like the perfect person to help organize this and bring them the cohesiveness they need to get the attention they need.
No, definitely. It is one of those things that I'm excited about, and I'm excited about to see how it will change the conversation, forward the conversation, and to get home care workers recognized. It is very, very important. And so I'm excited.
Kevin Howell, pleasure to meet you. It's carestaraward.com. All right?
A pleasure.
Thanks you very much.
Too.
Still to come, the new